So I'm completely aware that this skill definitely has a learning curve to it. And you might not be able to start right off the bat and pinpoint every single area where there's a variation of color or there's a variation of brightness or darkness value. So there are a couple different adjustment layers that you can lay over top of your work to really help accentuate the differences in color and the differences in brightness, darkness value that are gonna help you while you're doing your dodge and burn. So let me show you those. The first thing that I wanna do is create a layer to hover over the work that I'm doing, which is going to show me differences in brightness, darkness value. And the way to do that is to remove all of the color data from the image that you're seeing. So what we're going to do is create a new layer. I did that by hitting the new layer icon. We're going to call this Dodge and Burn Viz Aid. Then we're going to fill this layer with 50% gray. The last step is changing the blend mode from this layer from normal to color. And as you can see, it took all of the color data away from our image over here on the left. Now, before I move on, this Dodge and Burn visual aid looks a heck of a lot like your Dodge and Burn features layer. So what I like to do is I like to lock this layer, and that protects you against mistakenly doing your dodging and burning on your Dodge and Burn visual aid. But as you can see, if I turn on and off the visual aid and remove the color information from the image, immediately look at all the spots that I missed up in the forehead area. These discrepancies in brightness, darkness really start to pop out at you when you take that color data away. That's the reason behind using this visual aid for dodging and burning. The second visual aid doesn't necessarily have to do with dodge and burn if you're using the correct modified dodge and burn colors, but if your colors are off for any reason and you are getting that shift in the darker tones where you're burning, and they are shifting towards your red spectrum a little bit more, one really good thing is to be able to just preview and see the difference between the yellow tones and the red tones in your image. So to do that, we are going to create a second visual aid layer to kind of highlight the variations in color. We're going to do that by creating a black and white adjustment layer. And what we're going to do is darken all of our red tones in the image, and then we're going to lighten all of the yellow tones in the image. And that immediately is going to show you the differences between the color in your image. Now, I don't want you to necessarily say, oh my gosh, I have to fix every one of these, because remember, this is an accentuation. We have darkened all of the reds and we have brightened all of the yellows. But it does give you the idea that some of the kind of points where you could say, oh, now that I see that that's been highlighted in this view, if I turn it off, can I see it in the actual view? Yes, I actually can. So let me go ahead and fix that, okay? So it's just a really good way to totally highlight the differences in color as you're dodging and burning. All right, guys, I know this has been a short one, but it's definitely an important one, especially as you get started on your dodge and burn journey.